Welcome to Married and Unfiltered. I'm Ramon.
I'm Kiah.
And before you do anything else, like, subscribe, and share. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how my wife makes more money than me.
I make the money.
Yeah. She do. She really does. Like, a considerable amount, too. So, stay tuned, and we about to give you the real. I said, she's making more money than me. And so when we first started dating, like when, back in 2017. 15, because we got married in 17. In 2000,
Don't act like he know it is.
I know,
okay, whatever. Okay.
So in 2015, when I met her, she was making a good amount of money. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
comfortable.
All right, cool. All right, she was making an amount of money like that I wanted to make. You know, my goal. Like, and I don't know if you watched any of my past episodes or any of our past episodes. Like, my goal was at least $50,000 a year, having 2 cars in the house. That was my goal. And so she was already, knocking at the door of my goal at the age of like 25. At that point, I was what, 28?
You 5 years older than me. You were 30. Like,
I'm 30.
What are you talking about? You're 5 years older than me.
All right, maybe I'm trying to give myself the benefit. But either way, I was 30 and she was already.
I can't believe you're 30 when you met me. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was already, thinking to myself, damn, she's 5 years younger than where I was, and she had already made that goal. Like, I think I was about 27, 28 by the time I achieved that financial goal. And so, like, fast forward, like, she's got a lot more pay raise than I have than the military has given me in this past 6 years we've been together.
Okay, 1, 2, and I'll talk about basically how I fought for my pay raises in between. So that's 3, 4, 6 pay raises.
She has 6 pay raises. I've only made rank once. So I went from E6 to E7. If you don't know how much that is, you can literally Google it. It'll tell you. But I went from E6 to E7, and now I'm like, so that's one actual pay raise. Now every year, the military gives us a little bit of a raise, but it's basically just to keep up with inflation. Yeah.
And that's the same thing with my job.
So it's not like I really.
But those weren't my raises that I got. I didn't even count those.
That's separate. So my wife is doing a really good job. Also, in the meantime, she's accomplished her master's, and even when she was pregnant, she jumped and got a whole nother job. So I don't know. In my world, that doesn't happen. Obviously, military world, military, that's the job you got. You go, you leave, and then you come back and you do your job. This woman jumped to a whole other company while pregnant. So she wasn't working. Well, she was working. She had a job. No, I ain't working because I'm pregnant. Whoop,
no,
I'm gone.
Maternity leave.
Well, okay,
that
same
people
thing.
Pay for.
Okay, yeah, she was on maternity leave. Whoop, went to another job and said, "Give me my money." That's what she did.
How do you feel that I make more money than you? So I'm gonna get 2-part questions. How do you feel that I make more money than you today? And how do you feel once you saw that transpiring year over year?
Okay, so how do I feel today? The first answer to that question is perfectly fine. I am 100,000% secure in who I am, my masculinity, my manhood, and where I stand within this relationship.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool. Not to mention that when I retire, I have a check for the rest of my life. So worst case scenario, if she happens to say, I don't want to be with you no more, I'm going to be okay. So I'm okay. I mean, but although she'll be doing a whole lot better, but I'm going to be okay. I mean, like, I'm going to be okay. But on top of that, the second point of your question is, how do I feel as I saw those figures increase over time? I'm just proud of you. Yeah, because obviously in this world we live in, there's been great strides to break the glass ceiling for women, especially women of color. And so if I'm watching her break a glass ceiling, I am excited to see it, and only just want her to continue to smash some things, because in my occupation, I have a level where I plateau. Either it's due to rate constrictions, or it's due to my lack of wanting to do more than 20 years. I know where I'm gonna kind of stop, and I'm probably at that point now. But to see her continue to go and continue to have that ability to grow, meanwhile, I know that I don't in this current occupation I'm in. I'm excited to see it. And so as I see her get the next raise and the following raise after that, and we raise number 3, and then raise number 4, and then raise number 5, I'm sitting back like, you know you my retirement, right?
That's what he said.
And on top of that, so what we gotta do to get raise number 7, 8, 9, 10? Like what you need me to do? How can I be of assistance? That's how I feel. But this is not about how I feel. This is about the strides my woman has made to get to that point. You know, a lot of times, you know, men have an issue with taking a backseat role.
But you're not taking a backseat role.
No. But like in this case, my finances has taken a backseat role to yours. If we play big bank versus little bank, now if you're from the H-Town, Houston, Texas, you know what that means. But big bank versus little bank is a thing we used to do back in high school and or middle school, all depends on your age, where you say, all right, let's play big bank versus little bank. You take out your wallet and you say, all right, whoever got the most money wins. Meaning, if you got less money than me, I'll win your money. Now, if we play big bank versus little bank, I would lose. That's why I'm not gonna play big bank versus little bank with my wife. I may play it with somebody else if I know how much money you make and you don't do no extracurricular activities. But in the other time, no, I'm not gonna play big bank versus little bank. This big bank, I'm little bank. Hello, how you guys doing today? Welcome to Married and Unfiltered.
Crazy.
So I mean, come on, get the people. The people want to know. The people want to know.
Do the people really want to know?
The people really want to know. Like in my mind, the people want to know. So if the people want to know, in my mind, the people want to know. So let all the people in my mind know how you did it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start like career-wise, and I'm gonna throw something out a lot of people don't know. So I graduated college. I had a 2.7 GPA, and I remember, and like for people who know me, like that was not normal. And I'm not gonna go into details, but anyway, 2.7 GPA, right? When I graduated college.
Hold on. That was with her bachelor's degree because she has an associate's. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not gonna go into all that.
I just got my associate, so hey.
2.7. And I remember going into like the career services or whatever, and they said, boy, you need to have a 3.0 to get the best job, the right job, and that's what's gonna qualify you and all this stuff. So I was so like, it's not I don't want to say undriven, but like it hit me like I'm never gonna be great. It's nothing's never gonna happen. So at the end of the day, I took on a job. Unsurprisingly, it was not in my major or anything, and I ended up really enjoying the industry and started progressing from there. And then I realized I actually had an opportunity to go back to accounting, and I said, I don't think that's for me.
So her major was accounting because she was good with numbers.
Not really. I'm semi-good.
Anyway,
so once I realized like, okay, this is what I want to do, I'm like, how do I make this plan to get myself to the next place? Because there's something I always tell people is like, I feel like a kindergartner because I'm like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, because that's legit how I feel, because in this industry you can change and do all types of things, right? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. I changed jobs, and once I got into that job, I'm like, it's more out here. People making money.
What job was you in? Tell the people know.
I went from, I guess, working in an office with super value, and then I went into Kellogg. So I was a territory manager. So like it was a really, really hard job, but I like went store to store and like I helped sell in, or upsell would be the word, things that account manager sold into.
So check this out. When I met her, she was with Kellogg's. She had just got
yeah, I only think I was at Kellogg's for a year when I met you.
Yeah. So she had just got with Kellogg's. And from what I've seen, she had 2 cars.
One was a company car that...
In my ignorant world, she had 2 cars.
I remember you saying that. I was like, this fool crazy.
She had a place to stay. I had just came back from Bahrain, I believe. So I just came back from the Middle East. I ain't really had nothing beside a car and basically clothes on my back.
And a blue sweatshirt that says, we're not gonna get into that.
So when I saw her, I was like, this woman got thing going on. Like, she moving in the right direction. Let me see what's going on. I was a nigga.
They want that much direction. But anyway, then I had the wonderful encouragement of my, at the time, boyfriend. And he was like,
me?
If this is what you want to do and you feel like this is your next step, do it. Because things weren't going as fast as I wanted them to go at Kellogg's, and which is a great company. I'm not taking away from them, but there was just a lot of restructuring, and I didn't want to wait because I knew I had more to give and it was more out there for me. So then I took an offer at Kimberly-Clark, and I was there for almost 5 years and had 2 different roles and learned a lot, learned tons. But what I would say the biggest thing I learned was what I wanted my career to be in my career path and the opportunities that are out there. While I was at Kimberly-Clark, I also
she got married.
I did get married, but that's not the case. One big thing that I advocated for myself, and I learned what my value and my worth was, and I advocated for 2 raises. I guess you would get 2 raises without getting a promotion, without any of that, like raises within my grade or whatever the case may be, which is a big deal because I think people think, especially coming from like where we come from, we assume like $30,000-$40,000 is you made it, and come to find out, people out here making like football player money and shit, like the one that's on the bench type of football player money. Yeah,
I honestly thought when I made $50,000, I could put my feet up and I was doing good. Like, come check on me.
And that is not the case.
No, that was a.
But when you come from that place and you don't know any better, you think this is as good as it's going to get, and you should be grateful. But they should be grateful to have you because you value. And that's what I learned at Kimberly-Clark, is because I am worth something and I am valuable and I have a lot to offer.
Know your worth.
Know your worth, and I advocated for myself for those raises. But I knew there was still more for me that I still wasn't getting. So I actually started interviewing while I was pregnant. And I had another company reach out to me in the process. So I was 37 weeks pregnant when I got the offer.
and I just want to say, the whole time I'm like, go for it.
Yes.
Go for it. Do
100%. I was scared because I was even saying like, because that wasn't the only company. It was a couple places. And I'm like, it has to be the right opportunity and it has to make sense for me, because I can be picky and shit because I know my value. But no, for real. Like, I was nervous because I didn't know what that was going to look like. Not just being pregnant, but being a Black woman being pregnant. Because it just don't seem like shit that we can overcome. Like, it's like, I've never heard of somebody being pregnant and getting a job. And let alone like them holding a position for you. Now,
like, understanding something, like, I don't, like, people that's watching this, you may not know, you may have heard Kimberly-Clark. And all depends if you've been in Virginia, you may have heard of Supervalue. You definitely heard of Kellogg's. I'm sure you've eaten a cereal. But Kimberly-Clark is a Fortune 500 business, meaning it's cats making mad money over there. That's all you need to know. Like, if you Google Fortune 500 businesses and all those businesses that come up, just know all them cats making mad money.
Every company I work for has been a Fortune 500 supervisor too.
And so the thing is, it's like, and there ain't many people that look like us in those businesses. And when you see them and they're real and they're not like the person that you see on TV that you can't relate to, but they're the person that you have in your podcast that talk to you like regular folks, us, her, it makes you realize, like, yo,
it's obtainable.
We can
do that. Like,
you can honestly do it, and you gotta have confidence within yourself, and not tell yourself, "Oh, you need more training, or you need more of this, you need more of that."
That part.
Like, go for it, because I'm telling you, even at my job, like, I see people that don't look like me get elevated positions because they just have confidence and that they can do the job.
And they want to. Like, I think
they're not afraid to mess it up.
Drive, knowing your value, knowing your worth, all that, like, confidence, I guess that ties into the confidence. That's all. It's a big deal. Now, I mean, there are some hindrance because of, being Black, being a woman. I'm sure there are things that comes to that. But when you work for a good company and you work for people who really try to make everything an equal playing field, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anything can happen.
Now, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead and continue your story.
Oh, so basically, I got a job while I was on maternity leave, and they actually held the job for me until I came off maternity leave, and I started obviously 13 weeks, 12 weeks later. And with all that being said, it's like I started a new job, I'm a new mom, and everything is changing so different, and they have been so flexible with me. And I'm like, people keep asking me, how is everything? How's the job? Everything? So I'm like, y'all, it was the right move. It feels good. I feel so valued. I feel so worthy. I feel like I'm giving my I'm giving something to giving something to them. Like it's such a good feeling. Like I'm not just some extra person, or I'm not just like filling a space. Sometimes I felt like that, but this is not like that. I'm in it.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else felt that way, but when you feel like your voice has no power. Yeah. Like what you say, like nobody cares that you're in the room. And you know what I'm saying? But you're one of the most knowledgeable people in the room, but you don't get that respect. And so like the fact that she's finally getting that acknowledgement, I'm happy for her.
Yeah. And the respect that I know I deserve. Like that's a big deal. And
I remember like her being told often, hey, you're a hard charger, you're going places, you're doing a great job, we have our eye on you. And time has gone by, and it's like, well, you gave little Susie Q got dang on the position that I interviewed for, and she had just huh? Yeah. But you said, but when I talked to my manager and my manager talked to that manager, and I thought I was in a good place.
Making all these overly connected, overly networking, and you think you're good, and so you gotta always look out for yourself. No matter, it's good to have people in your corner, but you gotta look out for yourself and do what's best and right for you.
And we all understand that these people are supposed to be equal opportunity employers. Have nothing against the equal opportunity of employment. However, just think about it. If everywhere you go, you're being told that you're a good worker, but they never want to put you in a managerial position, you have to acknowledge that something's not right there. And
why do I always need more training? Why do I always need? I just need a little bit more, bit this, and that just don't sit well with me.
And so when she breaks that glass ceiling and goes to a place that gives her that role, that next step, that opportunity to grow and that opportunity to advance, I'm like, take it. Even if it's not an opportunity to advance financially, maybe it's an opportunity to grow within your market, within your field of work, and you take that skill to another place. But it's also having to battle the fear of the unknown. Yeah, because she knew what she was getting with the last company, and then it's going into a company that you don't know how they're gonna,
and not know what you're doing with a new baby. So I could have been comfortable and been happy where I was at with Kimberly Clark, because I was going with the flow, I was going with the motions, and I'm having a baby people I talked to, which sucked. But sometimes I talk to people and they said it's so hard taking on a new job after having a baby, and you should really think about that, because it's difficult. And don't get me wrong, that shit was difficult, but that should not be some of the first things coming out your mouth, because it can happen. I give 125% every day when some people only have to give 100. And that's the part they get messed up. Yeah, maybe I'm only giving 100% now because I can't give my 125 because I just had a baby. But I've always gave way more than almost anybody. I'm gonna say almost anybody, but you can see the effort and work I put into things when some people can do minimum.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that's why I big up her. That's why I think you hear the excitement in my voice for this topic, because it's not just about the money. It's not. It's the fact that she's feeling good about what she's doing, and she's being acknowledgement for the good things.
Now, if I win a lottery though,
oh yeah, we had that conversation on here. You go back to our last one. We win the lottery. I'll finish my enlistment.
I like what I do, but I really don't want to work. So, but at the end of the day, with all that being said, I push forward for what it is I want. I recognize my value. I understood my worth. I advocated for myself, and I found other people to advocate for me. I learned from other folks, and None of them look like me.
Yeah. The ability to network.
I thought networking was bullshit.
Nah, man.
But
networking is everything.
And that is what makes it. So I'm gonna give another quick example. So a couple weeks ago, I'm part of a volunteer or like a committee or whatever, and I had someone ask me, "Would you be interested in a director role?" I said, "Me? Who, me? You talking about little old me?
You talking about we?" And when I heard we,
and when I go with a little director role, mate, I said, "Baby, you and Zuri about to stay here because I'm out." No, but for real.
Nah, I told you for real, straight up. Like, let's go. Do
but
that.
I was like,
go do that.
I know I'm capable of
Daddy
doing
got
it.
it.
Oops, I know I'm capable of doing it. But having someone come to you and see that, like, oh, this girl can do this. She got that. I can see her leading a group of people. I can see her being a director of sales for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, acknowledging that potential. And when in the military, like in the Navy, if we say you got potential, that means that's a bad thing. Ooh, that means you ain't even tried. But in corporate
in my
America,
world, potential is everything. Because half the time people ain't even got it. Yeah. Like it is day.
We talk all the time about how incompetent people get positions that you wonder how they got that position. Mm-hmm. Like, how you get this? You don't know shit. But you my superior? What? How and why, Sway?
Like, okay.
Please, Sway, explain. Why?
I should be like, okay.
Why this fool?
But it felt good. It felt real good. I mean, although I know I can't take the opportunity because I don't want to, because just because it's good money ain't. I mean, just because it's more money don't mean it's good money, because it ain't good for me right now. It's not good for my family. It's not good for shit. That's number one. It's not good for my family right now. So regardless, like, when the time comes, I know that's a possibility in the very near future. I didn't think it was near future, but it's definitely near future. And we're going to make it a pop when this man retires.
And then I retire. I'm going to find me a job at Walmart. Hopefully I'll be about 100% disabled. I can, I ain't really got to work. Maybe I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But, I'll be straight again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would be good with stay-at-home dad role. Because that would... What I really like that idea is that he did his 20 years of his career, and I mean, although we only been together for essentially it'll be 10 years.
About 10.
Damn, I guess it was half of your career, but we made sacrifices, but not big sacrifices that I think some other women make. But I think it would be good for me to have the ability to have someone at home and being able to maintain home and one of us there, because as you go higher and higher, more money, more problems, as they say, and more responsibility.
You need more support.
You need more support, and likely we won't be around where our family is to have that type of support. So having somebody who can take all the kids to doctor's appointments and like at a drop of a dime, not us trying to arrange around work schedules to do it, like, and allowing to relieve that stress off of myself 100%, because I mean it's different going back and forth, but that's gonna be a lot when you get to certain levels. I mean, people do it, and
that's the level that we trying to get to, the level she trying to get to, and I gotta be okay with taking that role as, I guess in my world, the dependent. The dependent. So and I ain't gonna lie, mentally it's a little difficult, but I think when I get to that, if we get to that point, I'll be able to navigate it as well as I've navigated everything else.
So what do you say in that too, it being difficult, you taking on like a role of being a stay-at-home parent or father? I said I do think I get a little nervous too that everything's gonna follow me in the reliability of the family. Like, I talk all that stuff, I get so excited because these are like essentially dreams coming true. What my dream was, not for myself or my family to want for anything, and for me to provide a comfortable and healthy life. And I'm doing that, and I will continue to be able to do that. But then I get nervous, and I'm like, I'm juggling this big old responsibility on my head. And although I'm 32, some days I feel like I'm 18. And I'm like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna manage this? What if I get fired? I got mad anxiety. What if I get fired and what we're gonna do? We're gonna be poor and living on the street. And then like...
I probably sell crack before I was living on the street.
So it scares me a little bit because
like homie say, I'll be selling pictures of my feet on the internet. They be like, yeah, I can tell. That's the hand. That's those the feet that sold me the crack. Yeah, that'll be
feet that sold me.
That'll be me. Like I refuse to fail.
That's the feet that sold me the crack.
So like that's why I.
But it's scary. But I mean,
that's why I support you like I do.
But when you say that too, it's like we got drive. Even if I was to lose my job, and like lose my job not because I did wrong, but because these industries are changing. They're changing so fast, and there's. I mean, I've been working for 10 years. I've been through 6 restructures. So like you can
explain what a restructure is? I don't even know what that means.
Okay, a restructure is essentially when an organization restructures. For example, somebody could buy another company and then they have to merge. So that means there's possible job losses. There are restructuring with like your organizational chart. So that means, let's just say everybody who rolled up under your team lead, there was 5 people. Now they said, we're going to condense it down and we only need 4 people. So stuff like that can happen. Or maybe it's no job loss, but it's just reorganizing who calls into who and how we're going to roll up sales, how we're going to roll up a category management and marketing.
All right. As you could hear, she's very intense when she gets to talking about her job.
Whatever.
But that's why my wife makes more money than me. She's very good at what she does.
I'm okay.
Obviously, you're good at what you do because you're at raise 6 and you're eyeing raise 7 as we speak. And I'm eyeing retirement. So, which is a pay
promotion, not raises.
Okay, promotion. But my retirement's a pay decrease, but a life increase, I would say. My money may decrease, but my life
is better.
Will be a whole lot better.
At the end of the day, and I think that's the most important piece.
Absolutely. So with that being said, a few things I wanted you to get from this, if you still here watching this at minute 26, is that my wife makes more money than me. I'm okay with it. She's great. She's dope. She's educated. And I'm just trying to catch up to her level. She's who I strive to be, and I am more than blessed and grateful that I am with this beautiful woman with locks. So, we're going to shut this thing
locks
down.
Locks are professional.
We're going to get back to Lizzo's Big Girls, because if you ain't watched it, that joint's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Go Big Girls. Go, body positivity. You know what I'm saying? And this is Married and Unfiltered.
And we like to keep it that way.
Or we may not.